friend started dating my ex right after we broke up. Just a backstory, me and this girl were really close friends on and off since she was a freshman and I was a sophomore. And this whole entire story time happened when I was a junior. We're gonna call her Mindy because she gives me Mindy vibes. So the day after I found out my ex cheated on me, I had work the next day. I worked in a shoe store. And my whole shift I was really sad, but I was holding back my tears. And then Mindy walks in, sees that I'm upset, and she's like, what's going on? What happened? So then I start crying and I ask my manager if I can go on my break. So I go on my break, I go with her to the food court and I tell her everything that happened. And she was comforting me, telling me everything's gonna be okay. And then she decided to tell me new information that I never knew. That a month before that, she was hanging out with one of her other girlfriends and my ex decided to walk all the way from his house to their house just to hang out with them secretly. So that was just great news. And then a week goes by and all of a sudden I see them walking together in the hallway. And I keep hearing from a bunch of people that they're talking. So then I message Mindy and I'm like, hey, can you just tell me as a friend, like, are you talking to him? Part 2 is on my backup account. I'll tag it below. Story of the time my friend started dating my ex right after we broke up. Part 2. So I messaged her on Snapchat and asked her if they were talking. And right off the bat, she was mad nice. She was like, I would never do that to you. That's so messed up, Mia. Like, who have you heard this from? That's so messed up. And obviously I was a little skeptical, so I was being kind of like rude. And I was like, I don't know why you won't just tell me the truth. So then I blocked her because I got mad. So I messaged her this in school. And not even the next day, the next period, I walk past them in the hallway, mind you, in the same spot that me and him would meet up. And she looks at me in the eyes and then gives him a kiss. Obviously, this whole breakup was really new and I was like really upset about it. So this just, put the cherry on top. But me being a little naive 16-year-old, I cried and then I watched them date for a few weeks. Then I hear from one of me and my ex's mutual guy friends that she was never as good as me and that he couldn't get his mind off me. So then, a few weeks later they break up. And then me and him start dating again. This is a story of the time that this girl wanted to fight me in school for no reason. So a little backstory, me and this girl were like really close friends for a few years and then we started to fall out and then become friends again and it was really on and off. So she was dating this kid about a year or two before this situation happened. And me and this kid knew each other, but we weren't like friends, we just had mutual friends, so sometimes we would hang out like in a group. During this time, me and the girl were on, so we had plans to hang out the same day. So I was walking to one of my classes when this girl that I barely talked to came up to me and was like, oh my god, did you hear, like, this girl wanted to fight you? And I just laughed because I was like, what? Like, she's my friend. She never said anything to me. Like, we were just talking last night. So I texted her and I said, so-and-so just told me that you wanted to fight me. What's going on? Like, why would she say that? Did you say anything? Are you mad at me? Blah, blah, blah. And she wasn't answering the phone. And she knew my entire schedule for school because we would meet up during class or whatever, but I'm leaving my lunch period and I turn around and I see her storming through people staring at me dead in the eye. This is part 2 of the girl that tried fighting me in school for no reason. So I'm walking out of my lunch period and I turn around and I see her storming through people just staring at me dead in the eye. And I was like, great, what the fuck now? Like, what now? Because part of the reason why I stopped being friends with her and it was so on and off is because it was always something. It was always drama. It was always arguments, like shit like that. So she finally catches up to me and she's like, you're a fucking whore. And I was like, what? Like, why am I a whore? And she was like, you're really going around talking to my fucking ex, like trying to date him and shit? Like, you really said that you wanted to hook up with him? Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? And I was like, bitch, what the fuck are you talking about? Where are these receipts? Because I never fucking said that. So she pulls up her messages with her and her ex, and she's like, look, see? He said it. See? He said it. And he was like, yeah, Mia was trying to get with me, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, pfft. All I can remember her saying was, bitch, I should fucking slap you right now. I should punch you in the face. And I was like, you know what? If we're really about to play this stupid ass shit, hit me then. Fucking hit me. I was literally tapping my cheek and everything. I was like, hit me then. This is part 3 of a girl trying to fight me in school for no reason. So there I am standing, tapping my face, being like, all right, hit me, please do. And mind you, the entire time, I knew that like this whole argument was bullshit and that it was really dumb and that she was going to regret doing this in front of everybody because she had no valid reason to even be getting mad at me in the first place. So I was really, really calm the entire time. I didn't stoop to her level. I didn't start shouting at her. I just stayed calm. So I was like, all right, you really believe your ex-boyfriend over me? Then you know what? You want to fight? Let's go. Hit me. And it just kept going back and forth of her being like, oh, I wish I could hit you. And I'm like, so do it. And she's like, oh my God, I would punch you in the face. And I was like, so then do it. And then everybody else around us, like all the popular kids that came to watch this so-called fight, started like going to the next class because they were like, yeah, she's not doing shit. Then her friend dragged her away from me. And I texted the kid and I was like, yo, what the fuck is this shit? Why are you lying? Then he texted her and was like, yo, I was gassing it. That didn't actually happen. But I guess she was so embarrassed of the situation that she still stopped being my friend. They were standing by the mirrors and I didn't even look at them. I just walked straight about me in the bathroom while I was in the stall. So these two girls, I guess you can consider them part of like the popular group in high school, and they always hated me for some reason. I never knew why. So I don't know if you guys remember that story time I was talking about, that kid that I got caught making out with in the movie theater. Well, it was around this time, and it was when I was kind of talking to him. So me and him would usually text each other and be like, hey, meet me in C Hall, and then we would walk around the school and kind of skip class. And one day while we were doing that, one of the girls ended up passing us in the hallway and said hi to him. And I didn't really care because we weren't dating or anything. I was just like, ew, I hate that bitch. So me and him end up going back to class, and I was like, you know what? I don't feel like going back to class, so I'm gonna go to the bathroom. And in high school, we had to put our IDs on the table so that they knew who was in there. And of course, I see the two girls' IDs on the table, so I'm like, ugh, great. I'll just walk in and pretend like I don't even see them. So they were standing by the mirrors, and I walked straight past them right into the stall. Then one of the girls was like, oh my gosh, she's such a hoe. What's her name again? And then the other girl said my name. This is part 2 of catching two girls talking shit about me in the bathroom while I was in the stall. So I was in the stall, and I'm pretty sure that I didn't even have to pee. I was just in there on my phone because I wanted to miss more class. So one of the girls ends up saying, oh yeah, she hooked up with A, B, C, D, E, F, and G, and they're all friends, they all know each other. And not only did she hook up with every single one of them in that friend group, she also gave two boys head at the same exact time behind a dumpster. And I'm sitting in the stall like, damn, like, who did that? That's like fucking nasty. And then the other girl was like, wait, what's her name again? And the girl was like, yeah, it's Mia Frankel. And I was like, oh. And I don't know to this day if that girl made those rumors or if she heard them from somebody else. I'm not sure. I mean, this girl in particular, she always like had something out for me. I don't know why. But that is besides the point. So I started shaking and I was like getting really bad anxiety because I was like, what the fuck am I about to say to these girls? So I walk out. This is part 3 of catching two girls talking shit about me in the bathroom while I was in the stall. And before you guys roast me on what I said to them, just keep in mind that I was 14 and I had never gotten into any confrontation with anybody before. So, like, basically I was a pussy. So I walked out of the stall, and the only thing that I could think to do was just stand there in front of them and look at them and then, like, just be like, ugh, and then walk out. And I regretted doing that immediately after, because when they looked at me, they did not expect to see me. Like, they were like, oh shit. And I should have snapped on them. Like, I wish I had the willpower to be like, bitch, what you say? Like, I didn't hook up with A, B, C, D, E, F, or G. I hooked up with fucking Z. But no, you know. And then the second I walked out of the bathroom, all I heard was them fucking hysterical.